The low hum of jet engines rolled across the dark surface of the Persian Gulf as a U.S. Navy F-18 Super Hornet carved a narrow path through crowded airspace patrolled by rival radar systems and overlapping missile envelopes. Below, fast-moving patrol craft shifted positions along Iran's southern coastline. Onshore radar stations tracked the aircraft's altitude, speed, and vector in real time. Then, according to multiple regional monitoring reports, Iranian air defense operators attempted to engage the approaching fighter jet with targeting radar consistent with surface-to-air missile preparation procedures. Within minutes, the encounter triggered a rapid chain of military responses across one of the world's most heavily monitored maritime corridors. Warships adjusted posture, air patrols tightened formation spacing, surveillance aircraft widened their orbit patterns. The confrontation unfolded in seconds, but its implications stretched far beyond the narrow band of water where it began. This was not simply a contested radar lock over international waters. It was a signal about control, deterrence, and escalation in one of the most strategically sensitive regions on Earth. According to Iranian state media, air defense operators identified what they described as a foreign military aircraft approaching a monitored defensive perimeter near southern Iranian airspace. Iranian officials claimed the radar engagement was a routine defensive tracking action intended to warn the aircraft against entering restricted zones near sensitive coastal installations. Military spokesmen stated that Iran's integrated coastal defense network responded according to standing protocols designed to protect key naval infrastructure and energy shipping routes. Iranian authorities further suggested the aircraft's presence reflected what they characterized as increased surveillance pressure by U.S. forces operating near Iranian territory. According to statements carried by Iranian broadcasters, commanders framed the radar action as a demonstration that Iran maintains continuous visibility across the northern Persian Gulf air corridor. Officials also indicated the move signaled readiness to respond rapidly to perceived aerial incursions near strategic maritime lanes used by regional oil shipments. Iranian analysts described the encounter as part of a broader deterrence posture intended to reinforce defensive credibility across the Strait of Hormuz approach zone. But the story quickly became far more complicated. Before we break down how U.S. naval forces responded to the attempted targeting sequence, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest dramatic developments shaping global geopolitics. According to U.S. defense officials cited by regional security correspondents, the F-18 Super Hornet was operating in international airspace as part of a routine maritime security patrol supporting freedom of navigation operations in the Persian Gulf. U.S. media reported that Iranian radar activity matched patterns historically associated with missile tracking preparation rather than passive observation. Pentagon spokesman stated the aircraft immediately executed standard evasive positioning procedures while nearby escort assets increased monitoring coverage of Iranian coastal radar emitters. In practical terms, radar locking allows ground systems to calculate intercept solutions by measuring distance, speed, and altitude simultaneously. That data can guide surface-to-air missiles if escalation continues. According to defense analysts, the U.S. response included repositioning airborne early warning aircraft and alerting nearby naval vessels equipped with missile defense systems designed to detect launches within seconds. U.S. officials emphasized that the patrol mission continued without reported damage or engagement. Between these narratives lies a complex reality that analysts are still working to understand. What makes the Persian Gulf air corridor so strategically sensitive? The answer is control over energy transit and military signaling space. The F-18 Super Hornet is not simply a patrol aircraft. It is a carrier-based multi-role strike fighter capable of air superiority missions, precision ground attack operations, and maritime targeting coordination. Aircraft like the F-18 often operate alongside surveillance platforms that map radar emissions across coastal defense networks. According to defense analysts, such flights help maintain awareness of missile batteries positioned along Iran's southern coastline near Bandar Abbas and surrounding naval zones.
The Strait of Hormuz sits just kilometers away from several Iranian air defense installations, making every radar interaction potentially strategic. Approximately one-fifth of globally traded oil moves through these waters each day. Any confrontation involving aircraft near this corridor carries implications for shipping security and energy markets worldwide. According to maritime monitoring agencies, radar engagement events in this region often function as signaling tools rather than immediate combat triggers. Still, they reshape expectations about escalation thresholds between Iran and U.S. naval forces operating nearby. The message was clear. Airspace monitoring in the Persian Gulf remains an active contest of deterrence.
The immediate military reaction unfolded within minutes. According to U.S. defense reporting channels, nearby naval escorts increased electronic surveillance coverage, while additional patrol aircraft adjusted flight spacing across the northern Gulf. That shift signaled a readiness posture rather than an offensive move. Iranian coastal tracking activity continued for a limited duration before returning to baseline monitoring levels, according to regional observers. Regional governments responded cautiously. Officials in the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia reiterated support for uninterrupted maritime transit through the Strait of Hormuz. Maritime authorities emphasized the importance of maintaining predictable shipping lanes amid heightened monitoring activity. That emphasis reflects long-standing concerns about navigational stability in energy export corridors. Global markets reacted almost immediately. Brent crude prices rose, shipping insurance costs climbed, regional tanker routing premiums surged. That spike in transport risk has consequences far beyond the Persian Gulf. Even minor signaling events near Hormuz historically influence global expectations about supply continuity. Diplomatic channels activated soon afterward. According to European foreign policy officials, back-channel communications between regional intermediaries sought clarification regarding the encounter's scope. International maritime coordination centers circulated advisory notices reminding commercial operators to maintain distance from monitored defense zones near Iranian waters. Domestic political reaction in the United States followed within hours. Congressional defense observers requested briefings regarding operational exposure risks for carrier-based aircraft operating near Iranian radar envelopes. Analysts noted that similar encounters often shape debates about patrol frequency and deterrence messaging across the region. Iran maintains that its air defense systems conducted a routine defensive tracking operation near sensitive coastal infrastructure. The United States maintains that the radar engagement represented an escalatory signal directed at a lawful patrol mission in international airspace. Across the Persian Gulf, neither interpretation fully resolves the strategic tension shaping encounters like this one. Analysts noted that radar interactions rarely occur in isolation. They unfold within a broader environment defined by naval patrol cycles, missile defense deployments, and surveillance competition across one of the world's narrowest energy choke points. Each encounter adjusts expectations. Each adjustment alters deterrence calculations. Each calculation shapes the next movement of aircraft and ships operating in proximity. According to regional security observers, the fragile balance in the Persian Gulf depends not only on military capability, but also on signaling discipline. Small actions carry amplified meaning in compressed geographic space. Even a brief radar engagement can reshape assumptions about escalation thresholds between major actors operating in overlapping patrol zones. Will this radar confrontation remain an isolated incident, or is it the beginning of something far larger? Stay tuned for further updates as this situation continues to develop. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the latest dramatic geopolitical developments shaping the world.